Peace, world. What is going on? Welcome. Let's fix this mic. Check. 1, 2, 2. Peace, world. What is going on? Happy Friday. Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. My name is Substantial. Thank y'all for your patience. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to my man Joshua McGee. Out the gate, stunting on him real hard, doing his part to keep me in mind and the greater community off these poles. I appreciate you, good sir. Thank you. Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome, man. Lots happening behind the scenes, so pardon the delay. Just wanted to make sure I had everything preloaded properly, and I do, because yeah, man, Joshua hit me with some surprise stuff to add to today's live, so I wanted to make sure I got that in. Already couple meetings and conversations this morning for stuff happening later today. It's a busy one, man, but I hope y'all are feeling good, man. Really excited to see so many of y'all in the chat right now, and we got a lot of big things happening today. One of those things is I mentioned that the Discord is now up and running. There's still a little bit of dust. We're still working on some things, some pieces that still got to get added, but we officially have a Discord. I'll be making sure it's properly connected to Patreon between today and tomorrow, but we are live. You can go into the chat right now and see that you can see the link for it, and you can also go into the description of the video to check that out. Shout out to one of our own. Shout out to Happy Mochi, Aria, for setting that up, working with me over the last few months. Yeah, I want to say most of this year we've been quietly working on this behind the scenes. So shout out to her. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. But let's get some shout outs going. Of course, we got Joshua holding it down, dropping that strong 5. I appreciate you, good sir. Ousted was here early. I'm not sure if he's still here, but peace to you, Ousted, man. You have a great day. Sorry you can't hang with us for the whole time. Shout out to Early Bird. Shout out to my brother Kevin. Remember, Substantial is a favorite of Kevin's around the world. You know what I mean? Shout out to Frank Goita. Appreciate you, brother. We got Warpath in the building. Peace. Paul tuning in. Paul the Animator. That's what I'm calling you from now on, sir. Paul's animations are amazing. If you have not checked out his work, be sure to check out his Instagram and his YouTube channel, which I believe is linked to the channel he's posting from now. But Paul has amazing work. Definitely check out what he's been cooking up. Let's see who else we got here. Sal is in the building. Peace. What up, Sal? All right. Eternal Sunshine is up in here. Green Face Kid, peace. What's going on? It's somebody's birthday. Hold up, what did I miss? I'm not sure whose birthday it is, but whoever birthday it is, happy born day to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. A lot to talk about today. So we're almost, well, technically we are 10 deep. It's 9 of y'all, it's 1 of me. Boom, that'll do. So let's go ahead and jump into it. A lot to cover today. Lots of reminders and such. I'm making sure I got my links all situated here. One of them's missing, so let me grab that. Hold on. Boom. Got it. And Shazam. There we go. Cool. All right. Yeah, man. All right, so let's get into things. One of the things out the gate, Joshua wanted to give us an update, man, on his expanding family. In particular, their youngest, man, their beautiful little one who just joined the family not too long ago. So I'm gonna throw a picture up here in a moment. Let's make sure this is boom. Got it. All right, there it is, y'all. Check it out. Youngest member of our community right now, man. Shout out to Joshua's little one. He sent me these pictures before the live. Just want to show you that our community is expanding, man. Shout out to Joshua and his beautiful family, man. I appreciate you for always being a great supporter of what I do and being a good father, most importantly, man. So congratulations to y'all. Let us know in the chat how old the little one is. Yeah, man. Super cute. You know? Yeah, man, she's absolutely adorable. Thanks for sharing these with us, man. Like, yeah, man, anytime y'all got like big moments and stuff going on in y'all lives and stuff, man, and you want to share it with the community on the channel, feel free, man. You can email me, send that stuff. You know, I'm definitely down to share some of it as long as you're down to share it. Obviously, you know, I am constantly sharing some of what happens behind the scenes with me and mine, you know, and as far as I'm concerned, man, with the support that y'all have given me over the years, some of you more consistent than others, I'm grateful either way. But yeah, man, y'all are extended members of me and my family, man, so it's dope that I get to kind of see these moments in y'all's as well, you know, so thanks for sharing, family. Yeah, congrats. She's 3 months and some change. Wow, time is flying. That's what's up, man. Beautiful thing, man. Thank you again for sharing, brother. That's awesome, man. All right. So let's keep it going. Hey, it looks like it's working again, man. The Nightbot has been MIA for a minute, but I went back and fixed some things, so we are back in business, giving those link reminders and such. Yeah, 3 months already is wild. Like, you know, that's the thing though, man, with raising kids. Shout out to those of you who have children. Those younger years move so fast, man, so fast. And and in general, man, as we get older, I feel like the older we get, time is just like constantly moving. And yeah, it's really, really wild. So yes, got the question, is the Discord up? Yes, it is. I will drop the link for you. Right now, it is quiet around there. So I'm going to need y'all help to get it going. So here is the link. It's also in the description of the video. But yes, the Discord is live. This is not a drill, ladies and gentlemen. It is live. I will be setting up the... as I mentioned before, setting up the section that is going to be for the Patreon folks and stuff. I've decided, and I gotta adapt I gotta adjust and update my Patreon. But I've decided going forward that I'm gonna have different tiers, but rather than giving y'all different stuff for different levels, because I've just found it really, really challenging to stay on top of it. I'm just gonna basically make it so that everybody gets everything going forward. In the next few months, probably in the next few weeks, it'll be switching over to that, with the exception of the automated merchandise that goes out. So that feature will be based strictly on how much you put up. But I'm believing, I'm deciding to just make it like, you know, make it so that everybody gets access to everything. So that way, regardless, I know some of y'all would give more if you could. And I just want to make sure that the people who are willing to pay anything, willing to support in that way, just have access to those particular things and not make it based on what you can actually afford. Because the fact of the matter is, there are some people, again, if you stream my music 1,000 times in 1 year, right? That's about the equivalent of $4. So that means if you sign up for Patreon and you put up $1 a month, right? $1 a month, that's $12, right? That's already the equivalent of, if you're a person who streams me about 1,000 times in a year, that's the equivalent of streaming me 3 years. Right? So the least I can do is, like, the fans who are willing to put up anything, you know what I mean, whether you buy merch or not, if stream is just your thing, and you want to support via Patreon, I'm gonna just make it like that. And it also streamlines the process over on Discord. This is how this is all connected on Discord, where I can just make it, I don't have to go in and do the tier thing. I can just go ahead and make a section strictly for the people who are putting up any support in that manner. So hopefully y'all can dig that, man. And you know, doing my best to stay on top of this stuff. It's just, you know, I'm mostly a one-person operation, with the exception of the times that, you know, we got the budget to be able to bring other people in to support certain things we're doing. And yeah, man, so I definitely want to make sure that I am still posting those different things for you folks. Anyway, Let's get back to the chat. Yay, made it to the chat. Hey, what up, Kevin? I told y'all, man, Substantial is approved by Kevin's Worldwide. You know what I mean? We got at least 2 in the building right now. Made it to the chat. What's good, Stan? And the supportive family. And I got to see some pics of an adorable child. Congrats, Joshua. Yes, absolutely. Clap it up once again. Yeah, man. Let's see. After all these years, maybe Stan will be one that makes me try out Discord. Man, listen. What's crazy is I've been on it for years now, but I am definitely not super active on Discord. But yeah, if Discord, I had no idea it had tiers. So no, I'm talking about Patreon, but what I'm doing is I'm going to have a dedicated section of the board, right? Where, like, for example, let's say someone signs up for Patreon, but they're more of a Discord person. So they're not really going over to Discord to see these different things that I'm they're not going over to Patreon to see the different things I'm dropping there. You know, and I know that Discord is a better place to foster community anyway. So what I'm going to do is make sure that there's already a section dedicated to the folks on Patreon. I just got to make sure that Patreon connects over the next 2 days. I got to make sure that's properly connected. We didn't finish taking care of that before the launch because we just wanted to get it up in time for today so I could let you all know. But yeah, we'll make it so that anybody who has access to the paid section of my Patreon will be able to access all of that same stuff in Discord as well. All right. Yes, peace, Kevin. Gotta be a good thing, right? It means you're busy with work and new projects, which means eating good. Man, doing my best, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate it, brother. Definitely, you know, things have really been going well, both behind the scenes and just like, you know, with the music for the family, all of that, man. So I can't complain, brother. Just trying to stay ahead of the stuff as much as possible. Like today, after I finish the live, I got to head over to the studio. I got a studio session with this poet named Rob Brown. I have a verse that I'm dropping on her album. Speaking of poets, that reminds me, let me drop this up here now so we can get that reminder in. Shazam. To Make an Island of a Street Corner Volume 1 is out right now, produced by yours truly. That's right. If you're a fan of the beats I've been making over the years, or maybe you didn't know I made beats at all, but I do. In fact, if you heard Adultish, I produced all of that. But this album here, To Make an Island of a Street Corner, is by Ana Kaona Rocio Milagro, who's actually coming to the studio later today. Yeah, man, I produced her entire album with the exception of 2 tracks that I co-produced, which are produced by AJ Rios, who's the drummer in my band, which we're going to come back to that in a second, and also produced by Mason Lieberman. He composed a track called Delirium, while AJ produced a track called Lunch Lady Jackie. If you have not heard this album yet, I highly recommend that you check it out. It's not just an album, it's actually a book too, so you can pick up the book right now on Amazon and other sites. But yeah, just click the link in the description of this video and you can check out the album. It should be beneath the link about Discord. So yeah, man, if you haven't heard it, definitely check it out. Let's get to some comments really quickly. Yes, so the question is, do you draw? I actually do. I went to a performing arts high school where my major in high school was printmaking, but you know, I'm like a classically trained visual artist, so drawing classes, painting classes, starting back in high school, eventually where my focus moved to printmaking. So I've been doing printmaking roughly since I was like 13 years old. And with printmaking, you know, you start out with a piece of linoleum, but whatever you're going to ultimately carve out of the linoleum usually starts with a drawing. So I used to draw comics, comic book characters, used to make my own comics and stuff as a kid. All of that. So I've been drawing all my life. And then later, after I graduated high school, I got accepted to Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York. Pratt is, you know, I like the way a lot of artists describe Pratt. Pratt is is pretty much like an Ivy League art school. You know what I mean? It's a number 3, last I checked, in the country for art and design schools, number 7 in the world. And so yeah, man, I got accepted into that school. So yeah, I can draw you. I can do like, you know, very realistic drawings or whatever, or stylized stuff. Most of the time, the things y'all see from me these days are more on the graphic design side of things, and the art direction side of things. So like most of the projects that y'all see me release, and a few things that have come out for other people, I've designed it myself. Or if I didn't design it completely myself, I brought in the team of artists and gave the instructions and all of that. But like even photography, man, like I learned photography when I was really, really young. Learned how to make like I forget what we called those things. But it was basically like making your own like low budget camera, you know what I mean? So I learned how to make like these, what they call pinhole. I think it was called a pinhole camera or something like that. And used to go in, you know, be in the photography studio, go in the dark room and develop my own photos. So I'm talking about, like, when I say photography, I'm not just talking about digital photography, but the original way it was done. So yeah, man, serious artist all around, through and through, for those who didn't know. All right, thanks for the question, fam. Oh, got you. I should be covered then. I was confused for a second. No worries. I know it's a lot going on with the announcement of Discord. Got to get my questions answered this time, or at least the 2 I tried to last time. I'm sorry, bro. I heard Anaconda's album on Bandcamp. Wonderful, wonderful album. That's right. It is available on Bandcamp as well. Be sure to pick it up. It's going to be added to the merch table for the event that is happening this weekend, which I'm about to talk about soon. My favorite art from Stan, from what I've seen, at least, is his Jill Scott sketch. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to those who know. And if you don't know, let me show you. Let's see if we can find it. Ha! Crazy. So let's see if I can bring this up on the screen. Yeah. So when I tell you, like, this is what I do, son. Let's go here and put this on the screen so you can see it. Okay, got it. Bong. Just, yeah. So when I say that, you know, I can draw, this is just a sample of one of the drawings I did. This is of Jill Scott. I used this art that I hand drew, and then I scanned it into the computer, added some color to it and stuff. But I drew this, want to say over a decade ago, like over 10 years ago, and used it for the cover art of my Jack and Jill project. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, for those who don't know, this is, you know, I get busy. You know what I mean? But yeah, thanks again for that question, man. I appreciate you asking about the visual art side of things. All right. On that note, let's get into some more announcements. Switch back over here. All right, upcoming events. So this weekend, this Sunday, that is Sunday, September 29th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Be sure to grab your tickets for the event that I'm doing on Bandcamp, exclusively on Bandcamp. It's a live streaming performance. And so, like, for clarity purposes, this is not a live event that people have to physically show up at Crescendo Studios. This was recorded, pre-recorded, and performed at Crescendo Studios. However, I will be live streaming the performance. In other words, the pre-recorded video will be playing, but on top of that, I'll be starting the show out. You know, just a quick introduction, playing some music that maybe some of y'all haven't heard yet. And then we'll get into the performance, and then afterwards we're gonna have a Q&A. Those members of the band that are able to attend might pop up in the Q&A, the live Q&A, so you'll be able to talk to me, Stephanie Gale, maybe AJ Rios, Jonathan or Lizzie if they confirm their availability. But definitely me and Steph will be there chopping it up with y'all. So go ahead and grab tickets if you haven't already. The beautiful thing about this, right, because I believe the replay stays up for 48 hours. So if you're a person that's interested in watching the live performance, right, the entire live performance, if you're interested in checking it out but you haven't bought tickets yet because you're like, damn, the time of day that it's happening, I won't be able to watch it the way I want, the beautiful thing is it'll be up for 48 hours. So you can purchase your tickets, and then what you can do is watch it whenever you want. So if you can't watch live, don't worry about that. Just join us whenever you can join, or just come watch it whenever you can, because this is the only place that you'll be able to catch the entire live performance, along with the Q&A and all of that stuff, because it's only going to be accessible to those who cop tickets. So again, if you haven't copped tickets already, you can do so on Bandcamp. Let me give you a link for that right now. Tickets available there. Shazam. So please grab those when you can. Thank you in advance for supporting. It's going to be really, really dope. Set list is going to include, of course, you got to play the hits. I'm going to do, me and the band are doing City Lights. We're also doing Blessing It. And we're dropping NYC Jazzy 24. We'll be performing 2 of the Arc Knight songs I did. I won't tell you which ones, but we're doing some of the Arc Knights material. And then we're also we're doing Salt and Pepper, but it's a version that most of you have not heard yet, right? So there's a remix version that's coming out later when I drop the video for it, which we're going to finish filming on Monday. And then there's also there's this exclusive live version that we did when we did this performance, because when we initially recorded it, it was for people in the black tech section. So a lot of these people are like folks who work for various video game companies and other companies that y'all are familiar with or use in some capacity. So because we knew who our audience was, we were like, man, we're going to do a different version of Salt and Pepper and put it over some music that a lot of people know, but would be surprised to hear Salt and Pepper over it. So that's all I'm going to tell you about that. You definitely got to check it out. It's super dope. Really excited for y'all to see that. What do you think about rappers nowadays, like their mindset and stuff? Great question. Honestly, like, the thing I tell people, man, is like, I'm not a person who's going to kind of sum them up as all being the same, right? Because that's lazy, right? The artists I like, the ones I like, I like where their head's at. I can tell that, like, they care about, like, the messages they put out into the world. They care about the craft, right? I can tell they take writing seriously. I can tell that they have a really good ear for music, not just what's catchy and what's easy for the masses to consume, but they show like different. They show their musical intelligence in various ways, from how they write the song to how they produce how the music's produced, their choices of production, different instrumentation that they introduce and stuff like that. And so there's a decent amount of artists that I've found that make the type of hip hop I enjoy listening to, even in the new artists. Now, if you're just talking about like in general and mostly the mainstream artists and stuff, I think they're doing what most people who work for a major corporation do, and that's they're figuring out what the wave is. They're figuring out how to remain relevant during these times. A lot of their peer group, this is what they listen to, and this is the vibe when they go out and they're amongst their peers. And so part of them remaining relevant is trying to stay with whatever trend is the thing right now. Some of them, though, even the ones who kind of fall into that, which ain't necessarily my cup of tea, and quite frankly, they're not making music for me. So I don't, I don't trip, and I'm also somebody who's very clear on what hip hop is and what it isn't. Just because someone rap doesn't necessarily mean that they view themselves as hip hop. That's if they are clear on what hip hop is, right? And so hip hop is more than just rap. Rap is just a branch on the tree, and so. Yeah, man. There's plenty of folks who like what they do. It's like, yo, they're making a product that is meant to be mass produced, so that way the people who are investing in them will continue to invest in them, and they can continue to have opportunities. And so they are doing what capitalists do. They are doing what people who are a part of this system do, for the most part. So for the folks who choose to play the game that particular way, I'm not losing sleep over, and I ain't mad at them, because quite frankly, the game has been played like that for most of its existence, right? Like where quantity has dominated more so than quality, and then also like, you know, it comes down to bottom line, and folks oftentimes aren't really trying to take certain types of risk, right? So yeah, man. And I tell people as well, I heard someone say this in an interview, and since then I try to repeat it often, because it's fact. A lot of the trends that you see even in mainstream music, it start underground. So even when I hear something in the mainstream that I really like, chances are that particular style of hip hop, or that artist in particular, like, man, there's a whole time period of stuff that took place before that record kind of even made it to the world. So that particular sound, while it might be new to mainstream, it's been around in the underground for a minute. So man, you know, my thoughts are, it's like, if you know what you like, if you're clear on the type of music that you like, there's plenty of it out here to find that you can kind of get into. So yeah, man, you know, I just focus on the stuff I dig, you know what I mean? Joshua McGee says 3 songs from your entire catalog that show someone who's substantial and this is hip hop. Which 3 songs would you pick and why? That's a great, wow. I gotta sit up for that one. I think one of those songs would be Reed Richards from the new album. I feel like that's a great introduction, where it's like, it's a modern song from me, so it shows where my skill set currently is, which I believe is more advanced than it once was. But it also has enough of a throwback sound where you kind of get some nostalgia while also feeling somewhat modern, at least in terms of like the way the bars are delivered. Not so much the flow, but in terms of like the wordplay and things of that nature, and certain like comic / pop culture references and things like that. So definitely I would throw Reed Richards in there as a one track to play. 2 more. Jesus. 2 more. Man, God, man, that is tough. That's really, really tough. If I had to pick a track that I did with Nujabes, because obviously, yeah, so that's how I'll do it. One track, like in Reed Richards, where it's actually my production and it's a modern reflection of where I'm at. And then what I'll do is pick one of my video game tracks, and then I would pick one of the tracks I did with Nujabes, right? Because I feel like there's some overlap in the fan base, but there are certain fans who, like, they found me through specific stuff. And so there's fans that found me through the Nujabes stuff. And then there's fans who found me through video game music. And then there's fans who just kind of like maybe saw me at a show or wasn't necessarily introduced through those other paths. They just kind of found me doing the sound, basically making the music the way I want to make the music. So the 2 other tracks, without further delay, I would probably throw, oh man, it's a toss up between Waiting for the Clouds or Ain't No Happy Endings. Both of those tracks can be a bit heavy, but I feel like it's a nice departure from what Reed Richards is. It just kind of shows like how diverse, my subject matter can be. And then if I had to pick one of the video game tracks, I would definitely go with the latest one I did for Arknights, which is called Arsonist. While I like Renegade and while I like certain other tracks I did and stuff, Arsonist wasn't like, the moment I heard it, when I heard the rough draft, I was just like, man, how this song is composed and the different places it goes. I love how big it is, but I love how it starts quiet and builds up. I love the transitions, which ultimately is a nod to Renegade. And then, man, like lyrically, and also flow wise, what I do on that track, like I'm proud of what I did. Like, even though sonically it's very different from what people know me for, I listen to it and I'm like, I love doing things like that, and then being able to still show people it was like, nah, B, I'm an MC. Like I really rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you hear this and it sounds really polished, and this clearly ain't what a lot of people who only listen to underground hip hop listen to, or underground rap listen to. But you can hear the bars, you can hear different things I'm doing with the flows, triplets, and other parts where I'm like sinking into what the hi-hat's doing in the back, which isn't something that a lot of times people realize. Like, they'll hear different flows and don't realize that, oh no, they're syncing up with a particular element of the music. And so, yeah, man. So if off the top, I would say those 3 tracks, because I feel like there's something in those 3 tracks for virtually anyone, right? You need something that feels more mainstream, but at the same time, you want quality. Arsonist is a good launching point. If you want some underground, like soulful boom bap, some adult contemporary hip hop, with that soulful feel, Reed Richards, a great track to listen to. And then you want something a bit more introspective, something that feels a bit more like jazz rap or jazzy hip hop, lo-fi-ish or whatever. If that's your sound and stuff, then something like Waiting for the Clouds is a good track to peep. So yeah, man, thank you for that question. I try to get thoughtful answers, man, so I hope y'all can appreciate that. How much did you enjoy or dislike attending Pratt? What was your experience like their pre-career focus? Yeah, man, my experience at Pratt was really, really dope. It was really eye-opening. I think one of the biggest misconceptions about going to like a PWI, right? Going to a predominantly white institution, when you're black or when you're a minority, is that like you are going to struggle to really find and connect with your folks, like with people who have similar backgrounds, right? But that was actually not my experience. Now, keep in mind, black folk at Pratt made up less than 6% of the population. Now, for some people watching this, wondering why I'm going immediately to race, it's important to understand that before going to Pratt, like I lived in a neighborhood that was roughly not like neighborhoods plural that were 90+% black, and if it was anybody who wasn't black there, more times than not, they were Latinx, right, from the Latinx community, and even then, like they were probably less than 5% of the community was that. Like if there were a couple hundred apartments in the neighborhood, or close to 100 apartments in the neighborhood, literally 2 or 3 of those apartments would be someone who was like from that particular community. And then I think maybe twice in my life there was someone who was like there was some family that was white or whatever, but usually like mixed. So that was a huge adjustment moving to New York and being in a community that was so diverse. In terms of, and when I say the community, I'm talking about the neighborhood I lived in. And when I got on Pratt's campus was mostly white and Asian, right? Because Pratt was really, really popular in different Asian countries. So there were students I would meet from like South Korea, Taiwan, Japan, et cetera, et cetera. And if you take Pratt out of the equation, right? If you take Pratt out of my journey, I don't meet Nujabes, right? Because part of the campus looking the way it did is ultimately how I met my friend Tomo, and Tomo ended up working for Nujabes, and he introduced me. So yeah, man, it's great. My experience there was super, super dope. The other thing was, my roommate in college was like my friend from like 6th grade. You know what I mean? We were friends since 6th grade. We attended high school together. So he was my roommate for like my first year and then part of my second year. And then there were other people who we knew at Cooper Union in Manhattan who also came from our high school. So even though I moved to Brooklyn, New York, and largely left a lot of my community behind and people I knew behind, there was still a lot of folks who were from my school, but then also people who were from Prince George's County, Maryland, PG County, where I'm from. So that made it easier, man. Like we found our tribe and stuff, people who really kind of understood what it was to be from where we were from, which made it easier to kind of be your authentic self in these spaces, not feeling like you needed to completely conform. But then, man, the new friends that I gained, people I'm still friends with to this day. One of the people here, my man Early, shout out to Early Bird in the chat right now. He gave his pick. He said QT, MLK, PG Boy. Hey, man, that's not a bad selection right there, bro. But yeah, man, you know, from Early to like my man Jamin, Luciano, my man Danny, so many other folks I met from like who weren't black, who were from different experiences. You know, like, dude, like, man, that period of time at Pratt and just being in Brooklyn, in terms of finding who I was, finding my authentic voice, seeing who I was when I was outside of the type of community I grew up, outside of the community I grew up in, seeing like how much of who I am remained when certain pressures weren't around me, right? Like that, man. Yeah, and most importantly, one of the most important people who I haven't brought up yet, who I met at Pratt, was my wife. You know what I mean? And that experience being with her, you know, because we were together since like our sophomore year of college. So yeah, man, Pratt was it was a really, really dope experience, man. You know, it's probably one of the most pivotal experiences in my life, like definitely top 5, you know. But yeah, great question, man. I agree 100%. Kevin says, I'm sorry, calling the Kevins and putting an initial after you. Kevin S says, your track Starving Artist off Sacrificial Lambs has always been an anthem for me personally. Hey, man, I love that track. It's a track that, man, first of all, thank you. Shout out to Sway who did that beat, man. Yeah, that particular track. What's crazy too is like if folks could see the credits on that track in terms of the background vocals, like my man Cash, who used to be on Substantial Sundays, he sang the chorus. Like you hear a bunch of voices saying the chorus. He sang the chorus. PH, rest in peace, is saying the chorus. Fresh Daily, he sang the chorus. And y'all might know Fresh Daily through his music. Some of y'all, if you don't know his music, you probably saw him in Kendrick Lamar's Poetic Justice video, but he does background vocals on that track. So it's like a bunch of MCs who know what it meant to be starving artists. All of them kind of are in the background of that track saying that hook with me. This is more than street shit. This is if I don't work, we won't eat shit. God, hey, bro, that people need this, man. Yeah, bro, that song, highly slept on. My bad for not editing myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Peace. What's going on, fam? Christian Weed, welcome. When did the song Waves hold on, when you did the song Waves, was the idea to do a Tribe Called Quest tribute, or was it to tell a story about your journey, your life journey? It was a little bit of both, man. Tribe is for those who don't know, Tribe Called Quest is one of my favorite groups all time. De La is probably my favorite over Tribe, but sonically, like production wise, I've liked Tribe's sound or their beats probably a little bit more than De La, not by much though. But yeah, so it was a bit of a nod to Tribe Called Quest. But yeah, absolutely, it was just kind of talking about my journey as well. You know what I mean? Like, I wrote that song in the studio with Marcus D and Kenichiro Nishihara. They were both in the studio with me, and so I was kind of talking about the journey that led us up to that point and where we were heading next, mentioning Taiwan and Hana, who was the name of the promoter who booked us to come to Taiwan. And yeah, man, it was a little bit of all those things, but yo, shout out to you for peeping that. Another song which I give a bit of a nod to Tribe Called Quest is from Bop Alloy's second album. What is the name of the track? It's escaping me right now, but hold up, I'm gonna tell you right now. Un momento, por favor. Let's see, there it is. Yeah, man. New Dawn. New Dawn is definitely, man, you know what? This is what we about to do. I'm about to play that joint because it is arguably one of the most slept on Bop Alloy tracks, or tracks that I've done, one that like no one ever talks to me ever about. It was really one that like I very much was like, yo, this is for me. Like, me and Marcus like it. And I think one time we performed at a wedding, that particular couple, they really loved that song and asked us to perform it. And of course I butchered it because I never performed it because it's not really a song that people who are fans of mine like bring up in conversation. But let's bring that joint up right now, man, because it's definitely a slept on track, and I appreciate you for even acknowledging it. So let's get this on the screen, and let's drop me over here. Yeah, man. So this track that I'm about to play for you, I'm probably gonna mute my mic so the sound isn't doubling up. This song is from the 2014 album Another Day in the Life Of by Bop Alloy, and the song's called New Dawn. New Dawn. All right, produced by Marcus D, of course, because when you hear Bop Alloy, you know what it is. All right, so let's play this joint. I'm gonna mute my mic now. Hope y'all dig it. For those who know it, shout out to y'all. If you've never heard it, here you go.
Boy meets girl, then they start dating. Love grows quickly, though they're patient. Kindred spirits, no relation. Bond was strong before relations. Troublesome come, will they make it? Ignore this, a Lord didn't embrace it. She brought joy, he's so gracious. Rarely does an angel grace us with their presence. He presents ring. There ain't nothing like his everything. Though they're awesome on their own, would have been hard to make it alone. Bought a house, love made it a home. Thoughts of a little one filled their dome. Before their new child came to be, nothing could have prepared them for the change they see. Now they fussing and fighting every day, it seems. Becoming further divided by the pain it brings. Sharing comments that are rather unsavory. Disrespected his partner quite blatantly. Both of them grew tired of living aimlessly, cause they knew in their heart this ain't the way to be. You were confident enough to rally gracefully, but everybody fights for the thing they need. And he needed her like she needed him, and the baby needed them. So they made it work, might have started with Coles, ended up with Jim. Just when you thought it was over, we start over. Baby, hold up, a brand new day is closer. Will you show up or fold up? And just when you thought it was over, we start over. Baby, hold up, a brand new day is closer. Will you show up or fold up? Gotta crawl before you stand, walk before you run. Though the falls are part of the plan, fam, it don't have to mean you're done. Cause every day is a fresh start. Reset, refresh, renew. And you know what's the best part? It all comes down to you. Gotta crawl before you stand, walk before you run. Though the falls are part of the plan, fam, it don't have to mean you're done.
Yo, so one quick thing. Hopefully that's coming through for y'all. I don't know. I I think the audio should have came through on that joint. But yeah, man, the vibes are immaculate. Thank you, family. So, yo, what I wanted to point out, right, about that track, and I'll let it finish if y'all want me to. If not, we'll keep pushing and get to the next topic. But what I wanted to point out with that particular track, so when I mentioned it being a bit of a nod to Tribe Called Quest, it's also a bit of a nod to De La Soul too, in terms of how that verse works, right? And again, this ain't something that everybody who's kind of like a casual fan is gonna know, but if you know the song Saturday by De La Soul featuring Q-Tip, then like how Q-Tip's flow on that particular song, that's exactly the flow that I'm doing. That's why it sounds so old school, where he's like, boy meets girl on Friday night, like that's the whole flow. Saturday, it's the Saturday, it's the Saturday. Classic joint. So that verse, how I started it, how I start both of the joints, is a bit of a nod to them. Definitely want to hear it finish. I got you. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm here dancing in my seat. That's dope. All right, so yeah, so I'm gonna let it finish. But again, fun fact: if you love that particular track, New Dawn, it's a nod to one of my favorite songs. I literally play this song almost every Saturday. When the family gets in the car and we're going somewhere, I look it up and we play that joint. Now is the time to act a fool tonight. Come on, everybody, and it will be all right. It's Saturday. That's, man, fam. Classic. You know what I mean? It's classic. It's called a roller skating jam called Saturday. All right, so look that joint up if you've never heard it. But anyway, this track is a nod to that. Let's get back into it. Let's finish it out.
Just when you thought it was over, we start over. Baby, hold up, a brand new day is closer. Will you show up or fold up? Voice meets beat while they were taping. Trek far east where ears were waiting. Friendlings beat Smith with them see the mesh fresh vocals to sick beats. After being flown overseas, he was in the studio 5 days a week. No idea that they complete something that touched souls with this LP. They would fight as much as he right, trying to find compromise every night. Creative differences, seventh they bomb. Not before creating over 30 songs. Good and clip the bad that started to unfurl. When they shared the music they had with the world. Love songs helping to spread the hit Kari. Like city lights when the night is in starry. Ain't no happy endings to finish up this story. Subs the blessing and do your best with the glory. Home sweet home, but the music lives on through the piece that ain't different and stand on their own like a young talented producer that came along. Think it's fire with fire and desire to make a song. Good vibes and the beats were strong. Got the limit from the minute that our team was born. Just when you thought it was over, we start over. Baby, hold up, a brand new day is closer. Will you show up or fold up? And just when you thought it was over, we start over. Baby, hold up, a brand new day is closer. Will you show up or fold up? Gotta crawl before you stand, walk before you run. Though the falls are part of the plan, fam, it don't have to mean you're done. Cause every day is a fresh start. Reset, refresh, renew. And you know what's the best part? It all comes down to you. Gotta crawl before you stand, walk before you run. Though the falls are part of the plan, fam, it don't have to mean you're done. Cause just when you thought it was over, we start over. Baby, hold up, a brand new day is closer. Will you show up or fold up? And just when you thought it was over, we start over. Baby, hold up, a brand new day is closer. Will you show up or fold up?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Classic joint, yo. Classic joint. Shout out to Marcus D. Heading back to Japan to finish our album in December. Going back out there. Hopefully we'll be doing at least one show while I'm there. Mostly there to work on the album though. But yeah, man. Thank y'all for those questions earlier and stuff. Let's get back to these announcements before I get out of here. So just a heads up. Sam Academy is still going on. You can sign up for classes at crescendostudiosva.com/Sam-Academy. Yeah, man, music business classes that next week we will be covering. Boom, 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 boom. That's what we did this week. Oh, next week we are covering crowdfunding. Obviously, y'all know I have a lot of experience with crowdfunding because a lot of y'all have helped crowdfund different projects that we've done. But for those of you who don't know, me and my partner / wife Rochelle, we've through our business, we've literally helped a variety of companies and individuals raise just under $500,000, so just under $500,000 via crowdfunding. Whether it was like helping people who were trying to raise money for their album. In one case, we were helping someone trying to raise money for a funeral. In another case, we were helping people raise money for a nonprofit organization to basically fix different parts of the center. We worked with Smithsonian, the African American Museum, with the launch of that big book back there. You know what I mean? I was a part of that campaign, which ended up raising like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So a large share of that money came from that particular campaign. So yeah, man, we have a ton of experience with it. So if that's something that you've been thinking about doing, doesn't matter if you're a music professional or not. If you're a person who's just interested in learning what it takes to make a successful campaign, you should definitely attend this class, whether it's online or in person. So in person, it happens in Merrifield, Virginia, or Falls Church, Virginia. It happens there next Thursday at Crescendo Studios, but we also do online classes. So if you book an online class, we'll reach out and schedule an appointment. Depending on when you reach out, it may be a recording, but if you are one of the first people to confirm, then what we do is we decided to just stop pre-recording all of them because it was just a bit boring for us to do, and people ask great questions like y'all do every time we do a live. So we made the decision that, like, when people book the online classes, we set up a live session to share the information. That way we can actually field the questions and stuff like that. So it's been working a bit better since we pivoted and started doing that. But if that's something you're interested in, you should absolutely sign up for a class. But yeah, that's happening next Thursday. Is that October 2nd or 3rd? I feel like it's October 3rd. So yeah, man, definitely go to the website if you want more info. You can also go to the bio.site link in the description of this video and you get more information too. All right. Once again, if you haven't grabbed tickets yet for the upcoming event this Sunday, Monster Trucks. No, this Sunday with me, Stephanie Gale, AJ Rios, Lizzie Blue, and my man Jonathan Summers. Jonathan Smalls, mixing people up. I do know a dude named Jonathan Southern. But now my man Johnny Smalls on bass. Definitely sign up, get your ticket and stuff. Gonna be adding more merch and other things to the live, so it's gonna be dope. Wait a minute, hold on. Steph, nah, you didn't miss Anna Kaona. She was on the live last week. She's coming through the studio later today. We're not going live. I feel like I told you this. We're not doing that session that we're doing with her live. We're recording it, and then we're going to edit it, and then we're going to put it up later where we do a deep dive into the album, and she's being interviewed by Rochelle. So that's happening later, sis. So you ain't miss anything. So again, if you wanted to stop by later today, you're welcome to do that. You know what I mean? Regardless, I will see you Sunday, Monster Trucks. Better ask my question then. Hold on. Yeah, you better. You don't wait too long. Peace from DCA. That's what's up. Steph is at work. You know what I'm saying? So to keep it brief, what are your thoughts on the new tracks / versions of TDOSS? Hold on. And also, what was your reaction to hearing Kendrick will be performing at the next Super Bowl? Do me a favor, let me know what TDOSS is, because I'm not sure what that is. as far as my excitement or my reaction, I just pretty much gave it away for Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl. I was thrilled to hear the news. I know there's a lot of people who felt like it should have been Lil Wayne, and I absolutely get that. Whether you're from New Orleans proper, or you are a person who just grew up as a huge fan of Lil Wayne. And fun fact, Kendrick Lamar is a huge fan of Lil Wayne. So I think it's okay, the death of Slim Shady. Thank you. Yeah, I'll pivot back to that in a second. But yeah, my reaction was excitement because first and foremost, I'm a huge Kendrick fan. Second, Kendrick puts on an amazing show, right? Like, I've never seen him perform in person, but I've watched his performances online. I watched the Pop Out concert like a lot of people did. I watched the joint in Paris that's on Amazon Prime as well. I watched that. I saw like his SNL performances. I've seen when he's performed on the award shows. I've literally read books that were breaking down like, you know, a book that my homie Malcolm J. Moore wrote where he's talking about Kendrick's career, and there's a whole chapter that talks about like his performance he did in South Africa and just how like meticulous he is about those things. So I thoroughly enjoy seeing this dude do what he does when he's performing. You know, from the sets and how like there's a lot of thought that goes into it, right? Like I can tell he cares about the craft. I can tell he cares about not just his writing and the music, but also the art of putting on a live show. That being said, I am not one of these people that are upset that you know, Lil Wayne was overlooked for this particular opportunity. I know that he as an artist came out and did a video talking about how he was a bit disappointed, but one of the things that stood out to me in what he said was, yo, like, you know, he's working on himself, right? Like, and I think, I know, and this is based on what I recently told some of my students, because some of them felt like he should have got it too. I'm not going to bother to bring up the point that a lot of people are bringing up, that like, you know, the Super Bowl doesn't really do a bunch of shows where people are performing in their hometown anyway. That was a you know, a Dr. Dre thing, right? And then when it happened with Usher, Usher's not from Vegas. He just happened to be doing his thing out in Vegas or whatever, and there was a ton of hype around him. But yeah, I think anybody who's saying that, they need to get their feelings out of it and think of it like from the point of view of running a business, right? Typically, the people who performed at the Super Bowl, first of all, there hasn't been a ridiculous amount of hip hop artists who've performed at the Super Bowl as the main feature, not as a guest appearance on somebody else's set, right? So this is a very small collection of hip hop artists, right? Even when Dr. Dre did it, he didn't do it by himself. He brought out a bunch of artists he worked with. So I think you need to keep that in mind when really looking at this. Like, this is one of the biggest platforms in the world. More times than not, they're bringing on superstars. I'm not saying Wayne is not one of the biggest or greatest to ever do it. I'm not saying all of that. But at this current moment, he's definitely not bigger than Kendrick. I think we can all agree on that, right? Now, you might, if you're a super Lil Wayne fan, you might feel differently. But again, I'm asking you to take your feelings out of it and just look at it in terms of running a business. If you got access to the biggest artist in the world currently, the artist who just dethroned one of the other biggest artists in the world currently, which literally since this has happened, Drake hasn't had a song that has charted really well since this beef has happened. That's how much he has impacted this dude's career, right? So if you got access to this guy literally who has remained in the conversation, even like when he doesn't drop something for years, he still remains in the conversation. Maybe not for you, but you're sleeping under a rock if you think otherwise, right? I'm an underground artist, but I pay attention to the conversations that happen. And because I'm a part of the Recording Academy, because I work with and sometimes consult like major label artists or artists who or people who are affiliated with major label artists, I still have a good sense of the pulse of the mainstream. So yeah, I think it was a dope decision, and I'm looking forward to what he's going to do with that time. And he's a polished live performer, right? And if you've seen a lot of the Lil Wayne stuff, man, and like he's kind of had this slump where like some of his like live performances as of late in the last few years haven't been the best. On stage forgetting his lyrics. I mean, granted, I've done that a ton of times. I mean, I got 800 credits. Got 800 songs that like are on platforms, not including the ones that never come out. So it's hard to remember everything. I'm guilty of that. But he also has a reputation for not showing up for to rehearsals and a lot of other things, and for major like telecasts that he was a part of. So yeah, man, word gets out. That kills opportunities for you, and when people got access to arguably the biggest artist in the world at the moment, or one of the biggest artists in the world in the moment, and they're bigger than you, what do you think they're going to do? So that's my perspective from both sides of it, both as a fan and then me wearing my business hat. Speaking of hats, that think different. Dad cap available now, no pressure. But yeah, my thoughts, my feelings, etc. Thank you for the question. Thoughts on the death of Slim Shady, the other part of the question. Yeah, man. I dug the album. It's probably one of my favorite M albums since some of his earlier work, since like maybe like Encore, and I did like what was the joint a couple years ago. I heard it with Q-Tip. Had Q-Tip on it. I feel like Royce was on that particular song too, and Black Thought. But whatever that album was called, it was like Murder was in the title, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I can't remember if that Godzilla track was on that or something like that. But anyway, yeah, man, I feel like it's one of his better records since that record, and then since before then. His earlier work. Yeah, man, definitely dope to see him still in rare form and stuff, man, still barring it up. Some of the production was cool. Like, I didn't love every track that I heard, but even the production that I didn't love on it, he carried it. You know what I mean? He's that kind of MC. So shout out to him. I definitely enjoyed this project. Steph says, sorry, Wayne, New Orleans picked Kendrick, just saying. Yeah, it happens, man. The meme of Drake hearing millions sing along to OVO had me dying. Yo, it's crazy. Michael Jackson didn't perform the Super Bowl in Gary, Indiana. Facts. Not to mention, Wayne has been arrested during major live performances. So yeah, not a good look. Also facts. Did you hear the expanded edition though? No, I haven't heard that yet. I gotta go back and peep that. The new tracks are crazy. Music to be Murdered by. Yes, that was the name of the last Eminem album that I really dug too. You gotta hear Fuel Shady edition. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. That's gonna have to happen when the babies are not in the car. Damn, Steph knows her stuff. Yes, she do. Yeah, she do. That's my sister from another mister. Don't you forget. And don't you forget it. But yeah, man. So anyway, before I go, hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, shout out to Happy Mochi in the building right now. All good. We are happy to see you. She is the reason why, fam, we now have a Discord, so our community can stay connected outside of these lives. You know what I mean? So shout out to Happy Mochi, aka the homie Aria, for definitely coming through and making that possible and really creating another dope space for our base, man, for our community. You know what I mean? Eternally grateful. I received my blue winter break sweater from the store. It fits nicely and I love the colors. There you go. More applause. Yes, man. Super dope. Sis, you are quite welcome. Thank you 1,000 times over. I appreciate you. But shift gears real quick since Paul brought up merch. So we got Think Different hats. They're back in stock. You know what I mean? Got the logo on the back. Think Different logo on the front. Be sure to pick those up in the store if you haven't already. The store is listed in the description of the video in case you missed the Nightbot as well. Dropping the links. There it is. If you want to know which store to buy from, which one is better, the store that has the most stuff is the Sub Art and Music the subartandmusic.com/store link has more merch there. So if you gotta choose and you don't really want to do Bandcamp, you can do the other, but Bandcamp is fine, but not everything is on Bandcamp, just so you know. But there are other hats available too. Kwanzaa's coming. I know not everyone celebrates, but for those that do, we got the Kwanzaa 365s, which is based on my song Same Energy. Side looks like that. Back got the black substantial logo on it. And then over there, we got those Kwanzaa candles popping. Red, black, and green. Red for the blood of our folk. Black for the people. Green for the land. All right. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Marcus Garvey. So, and then we also got the bucket hats available too. Almost forgot about the bucket hat joints. Got the black bucket hats, fatigue material. It's the black on black joint, you know what I mean? So rather than having the logo all huge and white just busting up the flow, if you try to keep the outfit kind of simple, want the black on black joint, you can pick up your bucket cap right now. So that merch is available too. Yeah. All right. Okay, Steph, get back to keeping the district safe. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Can't have nobody sliding through, doing anything they ain't supposed to do on your watch. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, sis. Sis, hopefully I talk to you later or see you this weekend. You know what I mean? So have a good one. But yeah, let's see if I miss anything else. Let's get it back up on the screen. Almost forgot one of the most important things. You gotta do it every show. In case I didn't mention it before, and I'm pretty sure I didn't, if you want to support the channel, best way to do so, you can do it via the super chat. You can also do it via Venmo, PayPal, or there's one I'm forgetting, or Cash App. There you go. The links are scrolling across the bottom. They can be found in the bio site link. But definitely, man, it is never mandatory, but always appreciated. All right. So once again, before we go, I'm gonna mention the Discord, and I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. So let's get that going. Hold up, so everyone can see it. The link is in the description of this video. It's also in the bio site link, and I should be adding that to the Nightbot as well, so it pops up automatically during streams. But let's stop that and add this one. Boom, boom, boom. See if it's going to do it. Window. Yes. Okay. All right. So for those who don't know, the Discord is live all the way live. Shout out to Aria for making it happen. As you can see, we got the welcome page, we got the rules, intro, announcements, all that good stuff. So yeah, man, more info be going there. Got some funny memes, throw it up there. Got some music you're checking out that you want us to know about, like how we're having a discussion about it today. That's the place to drop it. Question of the day, we're gonna start throwing those there. And we already got one there. Hold up. Oh, that's one I missed. All right. Okay. I think you had that up there before and I missed it, Aria. But yeah, man, that'll be our supporter section. But yeah, man, super excited to get this going with you all. Can't say thank you enough to Aria, aka Happy Mochi, for making it happen. But yeah, man. But on that note, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything else. Hold up, Cyrus, they're coming for me, son. I gotta get out of here. Let's throw this up here. But yeah, man, thank y'all so much. We are well over 11,000 at this point, on our way to 12,000 streams. I mean, it's 12,000 subscribers. So yeah, man, shout out to all of y'all for making that happen. As we continue to grow and stuff, I've always, if you hadn't noticed, man, I've always been on my tortoise thing. I heard this quote recently You know, and it's not the first time I've heard someone say it, but it just popped back up in my mind. But the person was just reminding folks, it's like people forget that the tortoise won the race. You know what I mean? And so I've never been about kind of just, you know, the blow up overnight thing or like really just kind of hopping on whatever wave. It's always important for me to be my authentic self, and I appreciate those of you who choose to rock with me for being just that. It's greatly appreciated. And so yeah, man, I'm grateful for every new subscriber, every new fan that comes up, people who've been here since the beginning or came in along, you know, came in at some point of the journey and decided to stick around, man. I'm grateful for all of y'all, so thank y'all so much. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Y'all have an amazing weekend. Be safe out here. Take care. It's time for me to get ready to head to the studio, to a different studio to knock out some stuff. And hopefully I'll have some new music for y'all to hear sooner than later. And if you are a part of the event on, if you come through the event on Sunday, you're going to hear some at least 2 new joints I will be playing. You know, amongst other things that's going to be happening behind the scenes. So come through. I hope to see you there. Link for the tickets are in the description of this video and also in the bio site link. But thank y'all, man. Y'all have a great one. I'm out of here. Take care. All right. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you, man. Josh, thanks again for the super chat, brother. Appreciate the support, man. The baby's beautiful. All right. Y'all have a good one, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.